all mind's been going today, trying to work out a little bit more about this book, the Knowing to Doing book. Kind of strange that it hasn't already been done. I did a bit of a Google search and Amazon search for books. There's no books on that subject, certainly not for well-being. There's a couple of blog articles, but really not very much. I think people have approached it the same sort of thing in different ways before, but not quite like the way I'm planning. Scott, what's in my either the way I'm planning on doing it. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I think I'm onto something. One of the girls in my ladies in my one of my coaching groups said to me, just to kind of almost do a sense check. What is it about the book, this subject, that excites me? Does it really excite me? And I was pretty quick to respond that it's taken me 4 years to find something that does really excite me and that I am certain about, and that's what I talked about yesterday in my video. So I'm pleased that I was challenged on it, and also pleased that I was able to come up with what I think was the correct response, like inner response, not just the external response. So yeah, that's good. I've kind of sketched a few bits out. When I wrote Beginner's Luck, I did it with a system that I had come across. Somebody had shared with me. I think it was a Ryan Dias system that essentially you write down. I don't think I'll do it exactly like this, but when I wrote Beginner's Luck, I wrote down 12 questions that I wanted to answer, like the big 12 questions that I was going to be, that I knew beginner runners would have, and then you get rid of the weakest two questions, and then for each of those remaining 10 questions, you come up with 12 sub headings for will become the chapter, and you get rid of the weakest two. So eventually, you end up with 100. Sorry, you end up with 100 different sort of sub chapters, and within the 10 different chapters. And that's how I wrote the book, and I got the questions essentially from asking people what their biggest challenges were, and I wrote the book that way, and it's done very, very well. I'm not sure I'll do this one exactly the same way, but I will certainly be doing the same sort of structure and getting their sort of chapters. I mean, I wrote that book start to finish, concept to publication, 6 months. I know it's not a big book. I probably could have done it quicker, but I wasn't that diligent about writing every single day or every single week even. So I think if I can get the structure going with this, then I'll be onto something. I'd love to get something up and running by Christmas, for obvious reasons. Get it out there, personal development, self-help, New Year, Christmas presents, all those good things. But I don't want to rush it. So anyway, that's been on my mind a lot today. And just almost as a catch-up really for what else is going on at the moment, I've got a client call on Tuesday, and this is a bit of a weird situation. So I've got this, I've talked before about Kirsten, who I met recently through a networking event from my accountants, and she runs a company called Camwell, and they are working with a client and doing kind of their Camwell are a really cool kind of well-being consultancy. And I kind of, when I was speaking to her, I said, look, Kirsten, what you're doing is what I'd originally wanted to do. But like, I've never had the corporate expertise, and to be honest, like organizing and bringing these people here from over here, these people from over there, that's not my area of expertise. And she's doing it very well and has been for a little while now. So I'm quite excited about the prospect of working with her. So she's got this client who are interested in me talking about this subject of going from knowing to doing, an event they have coming up next in July. And so we have a call scheduled for Tuesday where I think really they want to check me out, which is fair enough. They want to check me out and see if I'm a good fit for them. This is where it gets a bit weird, because basically Kirsten is the agent, so she's the go-between. I'll be delivering it. The client is ultimately this company. Then there's the client, then there's Kirsten. Then before you get to me, and if they decide, yes, George, you're exactly what we want, we'd love you to come and do it. Then before it gets to me, I'm going to be inserting my agent, Diana, and then it'll be me. So it's like client, Kirsten, Diana, me, like 4 degrees of separation between me and the client. So it's weird because I'm not obviously, not that I've got massive experience with this, but I've not done it like that before. And I'm very keen that Diana is still included in that process, even though I'll have done, obviously, and Kirsten will have done all of the work to get the thing going in the first place. For me, it's really important to have Diana in that loop and to be a part of it, not just because it's the right thing to do, but because it's kind of having someone who believes in me. Not that saying that Kirsten doesn't believe in me, but Diana's kind of fought for me. She believed in me from the moment we kind of started talking, and then we met up and last year, and I want her to be a part of all of these things that I'm doing, and that is important to me. So difficult to kind of explain that one, but because obviously I know that I'll be taking a cut, or she'll be taking a cut of the whole thing, the whole fee structure. So anyway, that's on Tuesday. And then I was just asked today to do a talk at Endure 24, which is in a couple of weeks' time. I have done that event twice before. And the first time I did it, which was 3 years ago, I had sort of, we'd loosely arranged that me and Chris Sumner, the race director, who's a good friend of mine, that I was going to do a talk at some point in the evening, but it never happened. It wasn't really an official thing. I was just like going to stand up and say a few words, but it just didn't happen. So I'm just kind of checking it at the moment, literally at the moment. In fact, his reply just popped up about 30 seconds ago, to see what the dealio is with that. This would absolutely be a free thing for me. Chris has sorted me out so many times. He's been a massive supporter over the years. He was the race director with the Reading Half Marathon when I started as training partner with the event back in 2003. That's how long we've worked together for. So this would be a favour to him, and also an opportunity for me to go out there and have an excuse basically to go back over to Wasing Park and be a part of the atmosphere, even though I'm not running it this year. So if it looks like it is an actual speaking lineup, they have a schedule and other people are going to be there speaking, then I think I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to do it, and that's a couple of weeks' time. I've already got a few ideas as to some of the things I'd share, and I think there's some mileage in that as well, to actually be doing that, and to kind of go back to that event that I've done 100 miles in twice, and to be one of the speakers. So we shall see. I'm going to finish this video. I'm going to check his message and see what it says. Anyway, that's my check-in for tonight. I'll be back again tomorrow with another update. Bye for now.